Living alone in your later years can feel like both a puzzle and a blessing. On one hand, there's privacy and peace. You wake when you want, eat what you like, watch your shows without fighting over the remote, but on the other hand, there's no one to tell you that you left the stove on. No one to notice if you're quieter than usual. No one to roll their eyes affectionately when you lose your glasses for the third time, and they're still on your head. And that's where the challenge lies, because living alone at any age takes some planning. But when you're older, it takes a little more intention. It's not about being scared, it's about being smart. So, let's talk about the things to avoid if you're living alone in your golden years, and how dodging a few common traps can make all the difference. First and foremost, don't ignore small pains or symptoms. It's tempting to brush off that twinge in your side or that odd feeling in your chest. Maybe you don't want to bother your doctor, maybe you're afraid of what they'll say, or maybe you've convinced yourself it's just aging. But here's the truth, your body whispers before it shouts. A small issue today can become a big one tomorrow. And when you live alone, there's no one around to notice the change in your skin tone, your breathing, or your balance. You've got to be your own early warning system. If something feels off, check it out. Don't gamble with time. Next, avoid skipping regular check-ins with someone you trust. Whether it's a neighbor, a friend, a cousin, or your grown children, make sure someone knows your routine. Not to babysit you, but to care. A quick daily call, even a text if you're tech-savvy, can be a lifeline. Because if the phone doesn't ring and that person knows to worry, you've built in a simple safety net. Too many older folks live in silence and independence, but when something goes wrong, that silence turns dangerous. Don't forget to secure your home properly. Locks, lights, and common sense matter more than ever. Make sure your doors and windows close tight. Avoid hiding spare keys in obvious places like under a doormat or flower pot. Install motion sensor lights outside and night lights inside. If possible, consider a simple camera doorbell system. Not because the world is terrifying, but because you deserve to feel safe when you're alone. It's not about fear, it's about peace of mind. Here's a big one: don't hoard things you don't need. Clutter isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. One too many knick-knacks on the floor, stacks of paper, or that pile of laundry waiting to be folded can turn into tripping hazards. A fall might be a funny story at 30. At 70, it can change your life forever. Keep pathways clear, invest in non-slip mats. And if there's furniture you constantly bump into, maybe it's time to rearrange or let it go. Your space should fit your life now, not the one from 20 years ago. And speaking of space, don't isolate yourself in it. Living alone doesn't have to mean being lonely, but if you're not careful, it can start to feel that way. Human beings, no matter their age, need connection. You don't have to be the life of the party or join a drum circle unless you want to. But make an effort, call someone, invite a neighbor for tea, join a group even if it's just online. Social interaction isn't just good for your mood. It's good for your brain, your heart, and your sense of purpose. Avoid ignoring your mail, especially the boring stuff, bills, insurance, doctor appointments. They can all slip through the cracks when no one's reminding you. And let's be honest, some of it is confusing on purpose. Don't be afraid to ask someone you trust to help go through your mail once a month. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. The sooner you catch a mistake or a scam, the better. And speaking of scams, let's talk about those too. Don't engage with suspicious calls or emails. Scammers are professionals now. They know just what to say, how to sound, and how to rush you into making a bad decision. If someone calls saying they're your bank or the government and they need personal info, hang up. If you get an email that looks urgent, don't click anything until you're sure it's real. And if you ever feel unsure, pause and talk to someone first. The people who scam older adults don't wear ski masks. They wear fake smiles. Don't let their friendliness fool you. Avoid ignoring your diet and hydration. When you live with someone, you tend to eat regular meals, but when you live alone, the routine can slip. A cup of tea becomes dinner. A piece of toast becomes breakfast and lunch. Don't do that to your body. Keep easy, healthy options on hand. Prep meals if cooking every night feels like too much, and drink water more than you think you need. Staying hydrated keeps your brain sharper and your body stronger. It's one of the simplest ways to protect your health. Here's something people rarely say out loud, but don't stop grooming yourself just because no one else is around. Shower, brush your teeth, change your clothes even if you're not going out. Looking after your appearance isn't about vanity. It's about dignity. You feel different when you care for yourself. You move differently. You speak differently. It keeps your spirit sharp, and it signals to the world and to yourself that you still matter. Don't be too proud to use assistance devices, canes, walkers, hearing aids. These aren't signs of defeat. They're signs that you're choosing to keep moving, keep hearing, and keep living on your terms. If your balance is off, a cane isn't weakness, it's wisdom. If you're turning the TV up louder each week, maybe it's time for a hearing check. Aging with grace means knowing when to adapt. Avoid neglecting basic maintenance in your home. A burnt-out light bulb in a hallway, a leaking faucet, a step that creaks just a little too much. These small things add up. When they go unchecked, they can become big hazards. Make a list. Call a handyman or ask family to help once a season. Your safety depends on small things staying small. Don't store essentials in places that are hard to reach. That heavy pot you love, if it's on the top shelf, it's asking for trouble. That extension cord that snakes behind your recliner, it's a fall waiting to happen. Reorganize your space so that what you use most often is easiest to reach. Simple changes like that can save you from unnecessary injury. And finally, don't forget to enjoy your solitude. That might sound odd on a list of warnings, but hear this. Living alone can be a beautiful thing. You don't have to fill every moment with noise. Learn to enjoy your own company. Dance to your favorite song. Talk to yourself while making soup. Write down stories from your youth even if no one's asked for them. This is your time too. Just make sure you protect it with wisdom. Now we're going to dive deeper into some of the habits that might seem harmless, even comforting, but can slowly chip away at your well-being when you're living alone. One big one is this: don't fall into the trap of watching television all day. It's easy to tell yourself it's just background noise or that you're just resting your eyes. But hours can disappear. Days blend together, and before long you realize you haven't left the house, haven't moved your body, and haven't spoken to anyone but the weatherman on Channel 5. A little TV is fine. A favorite show can be a joy, but don't let the screen become your only company. Set limits, balance it out with music, a walk, or a phone call. Don't forget your medications on time every time. This can be a silent danger. When someone else lives with you, they might notice if you forget, but alone, it's easy to lose track. Pill organizers can help, so can alarms or written notes. If you're on multiple medications, ask your pharmacist to review them with you every few months. Make sure nothing interacts badly or needs updating, and please don't experiment by skipping doses. What your body needs isn't guesswork. Avoid putting off exercise because no one's around to join you. Movement doesn't need a crowd. You don't need a gym or fancy sneakers. You just need to move, a walk around the block. Light stretches while the kettle boils, dancing in the kitchen while dinner's in the oven. Your body was made to move. And the less you use it, the harder it gets to start again. Motion is lotion, as the saying goes. Your joints, your heart, and your spirit will thank you. Another pitfall: don't assume that forgetting things is always just aging. Everyone misplaces their keys or forgets a name now and then, but if you're repeating stories often, struggling to follow conversations, or feeling confused in familiar places, that's worth looking into. Early intervention matters. There's no shame in being proactive. Living alone means you're the first to notice changes and the first line of defense in keeping your mind sharp. Don't let your pantry fill with expired food or your fridge turn into a chemistry lab. This isn't just a cleanliness issue. It's a safety one. Old food can cause illness, and when you live alone, food poisoning isn't just unpleasant, it can be dangerous. Once a week, take 5 minutes to toss what's expired and wipe down surfaces. Keep an eye on what you have. Not only will you avoid getting sick, but you'll also save money by not buying duplicates you forgot you already had. Don't make your home too quiet. Silence is peaceful, but too much of it can weigh heavy. Put on music, open a window, let the sound of the world in. Sometimes just hearing birds or the distant hum of traffic can make you feel connected. The right kind of noise reminds you that life is happening all around you, and you're still part of it. Avoid over-relying on delivery services even if they seem convenient. Yes, groceries at the door and meals from an app make life easy. But if you never go out, your world shrinks. Try to shop for yourself now and then. Go to the bakery. Say hello to the cashier. Small outings give your brain stimulation, your legs movement, and your heart a reason to smile. It's not just about errands, it's about engagement. Don't let pride stop you from asking for help. Whether it's lifting something, setting up a new phone, or just figuring out paperwork, everyone needs a hand sometimes. You've spent your whole life giving. Let someone give back. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's trust. And trust builds relationships. Most people are happy to assist. They just need to know they're welcome too. Please don't ignore signs of emotional fatigue. Living alone can sometimes bring a quiet kind of sadness that sneaks up on you. You might not even notice until you realize you haven't laughed in a while, or that the days all feel gray. If that happens, talk to someone. A friend, a therapist, a local group. Mental health matters at every age. You deserve to feel more than just fine. Avoid comparing your life to others. That neighbor who's always hosting parties, or that friend who posts smiling selfies with grandkids every week. Those are just snapshots. Everyone struggles with something. Social media, if you use it, often shows only the highlight reel. Focus on your lane, your joys, your routines, your growth. No one else is living your exact story, and that's a good thing. Don't let your identity shrink. Just because you live alone doesn't mean your world has to feel small. Pick up an old hobby, learn something new. You're not too old to surprise yourself. There's nothing more energizing than realizing you can still grow, still create, still contribute. Whether it's a crossword puzzle, watercolor painting, or writing a letter to your younger self, do it. Nourish your soul, and please don't pretend everything's okay if it's not. That's not bravery, that's bottling things up. It's okay to admit that some days are hard, that you miss the noise of a full house, that you wish someone would ask how you're really doing. You're allowed to be honest, say it out loud, then take the next step to shift it. That might mean a walk, a visit, a prayer, or a deep breath. But don't carry the weight alone. Avoid letting routines slip away. Routines give shape to our days. They keep us grounded. Wake up at the same time, make your bed, brew your coffee with purpose. These small acts tell your body and brain that the day matters, that you matter. Routines can be comforting when the world outside feels uncertain. They're like handrails on a staircase, subtle but essential. Lastly, don't forget to celebrate the good stuff. Alone doesn't mean joyless. Light a candle at dinner. Buy yourself fresh flowers. Pour a little sparkling juice on a Tuesday just because it feels right. Mark your own holidays. You don't need a crowd to recognize beauty. Living alone is not an end, it's a new chapter, and chapters are for living. So, yes, there are things to avoid when you live alone, but there are also things to embrace. Silence when chosen, independence when protected, freedom when guided by care, and joy always joy wherever you can find it. You've made it through years of changes, joys, losses, laughter, and surprises. You've earned this part of life. So make it safe, make it meaningful, make it yours. And if this resonated with you even a little, do yourself a favor and tap that subscribe button. Not just because it helps the channel, but because it means you're surrounding yourself with stories, tips, and community that reminds you you're not alone even when you live alone. And hey, if you're still watching, drop your city in the comments. You never know someone watching near. I might say hello. Until next time, keep your tea warm, your door locked, and your light shining.